How do you track new subscriptions inside of Keap? Welcome to the I Love Keap show. I'm Tyler Garnes and I am your host. This is a great question that came in this week from one of our Success Lab members, Barbara. Barbara, thank you for asking this question. It's a great question, and there's more to the question as well. How do I track new subscriptions if I want to look last month at how many new subscriptions got started? How do I track how many subscriptions canceled last month? Therefore, with those two things, I can see my retention efforts over time and how many active subscriptions do I have billing right now. So let's jump right into a Keap account and I'll show you how all of this works. And the key thing here is I'm going to show you in Keap Max Classic. As of this recording, these same reports aren't available inside of Keap Pro and Keap Max. So let's show you in Keap Max Classic how this works. Here I am on the dashboard, and what we're going to do first is we need to get into the e-commerce section of Keap. So what I typically do is I go to the main menu, and under e-commerce, I click on orders. Now, you truthfully could click on anything under the e-commerce section. Orders doesn't really matter. What we need to do is get into the e-commerce section so that under the orders submenu, we can then click on to view subscriptions. So that's the key. You cannot get there directly from the main menu. Once you're in the e-commerce section, you have this submenu, and on that submenu, click orders and then click view subscriptions. All right, once you're on view subscriptions, you have a few different ways you can search your subscriptions. I'm going to walk you through those three examples. First, I'm going to show you how to see active subscriptions. Then I'm going to show you how to view your subscriptions that started in a particular time frame, say for example last month or month to date. And then I'm going to show you how to view subscriptions that were canceled during a particular date time frame. Okay, so first let's click new search to just clear out the current search. And what I'm going to do is choose right here on this first screen, status, and I'm going to choose active. So that will show me all of my active subscriptions. I just click search, and you can see that I have 8 currently active subscriptions in this example. Now, if I edit the criteria, you'll see that there are additional tabs. If I go to the miscellaneous criteria tab, I can filter this down by product. So if I want to see how many active subscriptions I have with a certain product, then I can do that here. So I'm going to select my Pro membership and click OK. And you can see now that I have 2 active subscriptions of the Pro membership. All right, so that's pretty straightforward. Let's go ahead and clear that out by clicking New Search. Now what I'm going to do is look for any subscriptions that were started last month. How many new subscriptions did we gain in the previous month? So I'm going to go straight to the Miscellaneous Criteria tab. And under here, we have the start date. Here in the start date interval, I can choose the last month date time frame there. And then again, I can filter by product. I can choose whatever product I'd like. And then I'll run the search. And that will show me all of the subscriptions that started last month. Now, I can also ignore the date time frame there that's customizable. And I can choose the start date interval. The unfortunate part about the date interval is I can't choose last month. I can choose last 30 days or last 7 days, last 90 days, etc. But I can choose month to date. So what I'll often do is create a month to date search. I'll go ahead and search this. You can see that I have 3 subscriptions that were started last month. So I will often create a month to date search like this, save it, put it on the dashboard so I can see how many have been started in the current month. And then I'll create another search and save it where I have a fixed date range for the previous month. Now, the problem with that one is every time you do that, you're going to have to edit it, or every month you're going to have to edit the date range for that month so that it stays accurate. But that's okay. So again, I can filter that down further by product, but this shows me my new subscriptions that were added in the date range that I've chosen. Now, what about subscriptions that were canceled? Again, let's go clear out the search, new search. I'm going to go to miscellaneous criteria again. And here I'm going to choose the end date, not the start date, but the end date. Again, I can choose last month's time frame. So I can choose, currently it's April. So if I go back a month, go to the first of the month, and then for the end, the last day of last month. And again, I can search that. Or I can just clear out the date and choose the end date interval and choose month to date. Again, I can filter by product ID if I'd like. And then hit search, and this will show me all of the subscriptions that were canceled in the current time frame that I've chosen. In this case, it's month to date. So I've got one subscription that was canceled this month. So hopefully that helps you to know how to manage your subscriptions. What you really want to get into is tracking and managing your retention, right? Growth of any membership or subscription program has everything to do with retention. So let's just say I'm adding 10 new customers a month. Systematically, 10 new customers a month, 10 new customers a month, 10 new customers a month. And let's just say my cancellation rate is only about 10% when I get started. Well, if I add 10 and I lose one, and then I add 10 and I lose one, and I add 10 and now I'm losing 1.3, right? 10%. My growth is increasing. Actually, at that point, I'd be losing about 3 customers. Sorry, 10 plus 10 plus 10 is 30. And I'd be losing 3 a month. Eventually, what's going to happen is my cancellations are going to equal my new starts, right? If I add 10 new customers a month every month, eventually I'm going to get up to 100. But if I'm losing 10%, now at 100, 10% is 10. It's the same amount that I'm bringing in. And so retention is the name of the game. If I can improve retention, and if I can increase how many I'm bringing in each month, then that's how I grow. It's a combination of those two things. And over time, retention becomes the bigger game, right? Because you're only going to be able to grow new subscriptions so much, depending on how big your audience is and all that kind of stuff. So over time, retention becomes more and more and more important the more you grow. And so tracking retention, tracking your new subscriptions and your cancellations each month is how you track retention. That is the key to growing your subscription program or your membership program. So hopefully you love that tip. Again, thank you, Barbara, for submitting that question. If you have questions about how to improve your use of Keap, how to leverage it more, get more value out of it, submit those questions to us. Go to ilovekeap.com. You can submit your questions there. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, etc. for more tips, and we'll see you soon.